All right, YouTube, what is going on? It is Zaya here from Zaya&TheSteelers back with another video. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about day 1.5 of the Steelers free agency. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to get into. So if you guys are a Steelers fan or you enjoy NFL content in general, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are at 475 subscribers, 25 away from 500, guys. Thank you to everyone who has already subscribed. And thank you to the future subscribers, man. So we got, as I mentioned, a lot to talk about, man. So obviously, day 0.5, day 0.1 of free agency, we all know what happened. We all know Big Omar Khan called up Russell Wilson and was like, yo, you're a Steeler now, bro. And Russ was like, I am? And he was like, you are. And he was like, I'm a Steeler now. You know, we know that happened. Russell Wilson, welcome to the Berg. He posted his jersey. Russ is going to be wearing number 3. And on top of that, it seems like we are going to be getting the block letters again. Not sure if it's going to be a permanent thing. It really should be a permanent thing. But Russell Wilson is done and signed. He is here. He is now. He is forever, man. We got Russell Wilson. So cool. We got the quarterback thing kind of addressed. And then we went to sleep, you know, it was a full day went by and teams were signing people. Teams were like getting this player. Teams were getting that player. Teams were getting him. A bunch of centers went and it was like, wake up, Omar. Like, come on, it's Christmas, bro. Wake up. And Omar, he wasn't awake, man. He was sleeping or something. But then approximately 15 minutes after I went to work today, man, did shit go crazy. So we got to talk about this, man. We got to talk about this. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pittsburgh Steelers have signed former Ravens linebacker Patrick Queen, ladies and gentlemen. Like, what an absolute fucking banger out of Omar Khan, man. So let's get into it. Obviously, this guy is a Raven. He was a Raven. He's a Steeler now, man. He was a Raven. He lost a ton of games to the Steelers. I believe we won the last 9 out of 10. I saw that. So yeah, he's lost hella games facing us, but now we're getting him. And I don't have his stats up now, but what I can tell you, one, just big truz. One, this guy, he's a very good middle linebacker, like one of the best in the league. And he's only 24, and we got him on a 3-year deal, so that's, you know, solid, right? I can also tell you that in his rookie year, this dude was first team All-Pro. And this last season, he was second team All-Pro. I ask you, what is All-Pro? All-Pro is the top 11 players on offense and the top 11 players on defense. Don't quote me on that because sometimes it'd be flipping and like there's like special kind of categories and stuff. But pretty much past Pro Bowl. Pro Bowl is like the top 5 voted, you know, at their position. I'm sure, you know, Patrick Queen has a bunch of Pro Bowls too. But right now, Patrick Queen is literally the second best middle linebacker as, you know, as voted by peers. You know, not even fans, but peers. Peers, I believe, it's peers and like coaches, I believe, that do the all-pro team. It might just be coaches, but even that is like, yo, every coach is telling you this guy last year, he wasn't AP number 1, but he was all Associated Press all-pro second team. You know, like this is a guy right here. We just got him and he's been on the first team before. We haven't had a linebacker sniff all-pro since maybe even Shazier and before him. And not too much on our linebackers. We don't want to kill who we've had. We've had a Landon, we've had Cole, we've had Quan. Even before that, we've had Devin Bush, we've had Spillane, we've had Miles Jack, we've had, you know, an assortment, man. We really haven't it. We've had an assortment. And, bro, this move, like Omar Khan, like, because, guys, I don't think, if you're a new Steelers fan, you know, I get it. But if you've been rocking with the Steelers for a little bit, you know, best player at his position, free agent, and we signed him, like, that's so new. That is so new. Typically, we would get, you know, 5th to 6th middle linebacker listed on the free agency thing and try to turn him into a great player. And, you know, maybe it works out because we're the Steelers or maybe it doesn't. And then we slander the guy on the way out and then he's out of here. You know, that's typically how it goes, but not anymore, man. Omar Khan is like, all right, we need a linebacker. Hey, we've played Patrick Queen before. This guy's pretty good. He's all-pro second team, man. Like, he's available. Do we have the money? Do we have the money? We will fucking create the money. Because since the Super Bowl, the Steelers have released Mason Cole, Mitch Trubisky, Allen Robinson, Chukwuma Okorafor, Presley Harvin III, Patrick Peterson, and Keanu Neal. And there's another move that I'm going to talk about in a little bit here. But we've released all of these players to free up some more cap space in order to get moves like this, in order to get a Patrick Queen, best linebacker in free agency, and he's a fucking Steeler, man. Can you guys believe that? I'm getting hype again just by talking about it. But if we go back to this, just I kind of want to talk about, you know, the new kind of team we are and the style of business we're doing. Not too much to any of these players on this list. We've seen, even Kevin Dotson, be on a player on this list, go to a different team and play great. So I'm not going to say everybody on this list is bad. But what I will say is if you are playing bad football for the Steelers, used to be you'd be able to slip through the cracks. We'll keep you for another year. Allen Robinson, you're making a lot of money, but we're going to keep you around. We're going to restructure. We're going to do something. Mason Cole, you played bad last year, but did you really play bad last year? Let's keep you. Mitch Trubisky, you threw the season 2 times in a row, but fuck it. We should keep you because we already signed you. Typically, that is what we would do. Typically, Presley Harvin III, who we drafted, a punter who we drafted, we'll keep him. He's punting bad, but we'll keep him. Kenny Pickett, we just drafted you in the first round 2 seasons ago. You haven't been playing the best, but we'll stick with it. That used to be the Steelers, man. That used to be the standard. The standard was the standard. But then, fam, if you are playing bad football for the Steelers, you're gonna get cut, bruh. Like, that's just where we are in life. If you are making a high cap hit, you're gonna get cut if you aren't living up to it. Once again, I started off not too much on these guys, not trying to kill them, not trying to just roast them or whatever, but just with where we are as the Steelers, where business-wise, what we're doing, this is all totally new. And so yeah, even if you're not playing bad, even if you are a Kevin Dotson who could be playing better on the Steelers, or he should have been playing better on the Steelers. He could be playing better on the Steelers, but still, showed signs at points. But even if it's showing signs and we feel like we can upgrade, we're upgrading. We're cutting you. Ladies and gentlemen, we literally got rid of the top 3 guard last year because we thought he was playing bad. We thought this guy wasn't going to be him, and we got rid of him, bruh. Same thing with all these guys. Mason Cole, Mitch, Allen Robinson, Chakuma, Presley, Patrick Peterson, Keanu Neal. If you guys go play good football for somebody else, have at it, bro. But right now in Pittsburgh, it was looking sus. It was looking like a high cap hit, and it was looking like we need some cap space. So guess what? We're going through with it. We're creating the cap space. That's just how Omar Khan's been rolling, man. That's just how he's been doing business. And, once again, players are, released, and hopefully they find themselves on new teams in different situations once again. But just, overall, bro, it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy, crazy, crazy. And I keep honing back to it, the fact we signed Patrick Queen, guys, is just so different. It's so insane. And, I don't know. I promise he's good. I promise he's good. But on the off chance that, it doesn't work out or whatever, I don't want us to Devin Bush this. Because if you guys don't remember, we traded a second or a third round pick 4 drafts ago. And we have fans and people still upset at the fact that we tried to make a splash at that position. Once again, to me, and that was different general managership. Is that a word? You know what I'm saying, though. It was Colbert, not Khan, who made that trade, right? But we tried to make the trade. Devin Bush obviously gets hurt. It doesn't work out. And we're still bitching and moaning about the trade today. We're still upset about the trade today and not, encouraging hey, at least they tried. At least they did something. At least they, tried to push the needle or something. Today, we did that same thing. So if Patrick Queen, if it doesn't work out, we'll be the Steelers fans. We'll, roast you or whatever, former Raven, inside agent or whatever. We'll do that. We'll do that. But I don't want us to kill the move. I don't want us to be man, we overpaid for this linebacker when really we needed a center. Really, we do need a center. You're right. But Patrick Queen, adding him to the defense, adding him to a defense with TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, Minka, Cameron Hayward still, adding him to this defense, spooky. And these types of things have to be encouraged. These types of things have to continue to happen in the future if we want to, be out here competing for championships, if we want to be out here still like the Steelers, one of the better teams in the NFL, we got to keep doing that because we are the Steelers. And, the kind of a subtopic, random topic, but we're here now. We're the Steelers and we're the best. You really think we would have signed Russell Wilson? You really think Mike Tomlin would have looked Russell Wilson in his eyes and been like, this guy's, he's a problem, but I'm going to go through with it and I'm going to sign him because I just have no say. You think Mike Tomlin would have did that? Especially, too, after the fact of, the whole Antonio Brown situation. And now it's looking, maybe a little spooky or whatever. And he's just going to ignore all that because Russell Wilson maybe can play football good. No, we are the Steelers for the last time. We are the Steelers and we do shit because it's the right thing to do. We move in the correct manner 99.9% of the time. Sometimes there are some flops. Sometimes we'll let Matt Canada stick around. But ladies and gentlemen, we are not the Panthers. We are not like the Titans or some shit. We are not just signing a quarterback because at one point he was good. You know, there's no duping Mike. We're not duping Mike Tomlin. You know, that's just me. I know a lot of people are going to, you know, kill it for it. He's going to, Mike Tomlin, you know, he's this fraud coach, blah, 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 blah. Like a lot of people are going to say like, oh, he would do that for Russell Wilson, you know? But to me, I don't think we would do that. And so that's like, it's like another sign like, man, you know, we went out and got a quarterback after drafting one in the first round 2 seasons ago. And on top of that, not only did we get him, Mike Tomlin for sure signed off on him. Omar Khan for sure signed off on him. All these people who we trust, all these people who are signing us Patrick Queen, these same people signed off on Russell Wilson, was like, all right, he's good enough for us. You know, whatever was going on in Denver, whatever was going on in Seattle, that's the past. Right now, we were interviewing you today. And, you know, say what you want about Russell Wilson. He could just be an interview merchant, and he's very good at interviews. But I am led to believe that he was the right choice. I was led to believe that he is the good choice because we are the Steelers overall. We are the Steelers, and we are one of the better organizations in the league. We are so much better, too, than the Ravens. And we are so much better than every single team in the AFC North because guess what? The Steelers run the AFC North again, ladies and gentlemen. I know it took a second. We took like a year or 2 off, but let's talk about it, all right? So we got the Bengals. The Bengals, they're losing every weapon that they had outside of Jamar Chase. And I remember, too, last year it was like, ooh, scary emojis, ghost emoji. Who's going to stop the Bengals offense? They got Joe Burrow, Joe 7,000 nicknames, Joe Burrow. They got him, but I said Burrow with a like a LSU kind of thing, you know, with the X. That's how I said Burrow because it's another nickname. We got Joe Mixon. We got Jamar Chase. We got Tyler Boyd. We got T. Higgins. We got, you know, they got all these people. You know who they got now? Joe Burrow. And they got Jamar Chase, which is a solid combination. But past that, Mixon out of here. Tyler Boyd going to be out of here. T. Higgins out of here. They're all going to be gone. So the Bengals, your defense isn't the Steelers' defense. So the Bengals are cooked. The Ravens, ooh, Derrick Henry. Ooh, very good move. I'm not going to lie. Derrick Henry at this point, I mean, I'm sure it'll be great. But hey, man, you guys just lost Patrick Queen. Hey, man, Lamar Jackson, we talked about, he's making a lot of money, man. How are you guys going to keep all your players? How are you guys going to keep that good defense? How much is our quarterback making? 1.2? How much is our other quarterback making? Like 1.8? We don't even got to worry about that. Fam, we got TJ, Minka, Cam, and we still signed Patrick Queen. The Ravens can't be doing that at this point. So the Ravens, you guys are cooked, and you missed your window because you never know if next season is going to go as well as this past season, you know? There's always like we'll get him next year. We'll get him next year. We'll get him next year. It might not happen, man. So the Ravens, as far as I'm concerned, they're cooked. The Browns. You're cooked. It's over. It's over. Your guys stink again. I don't even know why they stink this time, but they stink. They got Jerry Jeudy. He's cool. But, you know, the Browns stink, man. Do we really have to talk about this? Congratulations on the playoff win 100 years ago at this point. It was like 4 years ago now. Like, congrats. You guys we got a better quarterback than you with Kenny or Russ. So there's that. We got better weapons than you while losing Deontay, and we'll talk about that in a second. You know, we're better than the Browns. And we got the defensive player of the year and not Myles Garrett. You know, so the Browns, they're cooked too. We run the AFC North, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to put the word out that it's back up. It's back up. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. But I just say, you know, I'm so hype. I don't know what I'm going to title this either. I don't know even when I'm going to upload this because I'm recording this at about 12 a.m., and that's probably not a good time to upload it. I might just say fuck it though. And you know, you guys see it, and however it does is how it does. Because too, you know, we're going to sign more people. There's going to be more moves made, man. Like Omar Khan isn't done. We still have cap space left. We still have positions of need that we got to fill before the draft. And then too, you know, who are we going to draft at this point? Because, you know, I was kind of pushing it off. I kind of didn't want to talk about it yet. But it is a big topic now. And you know, it could lead to, you know, what we either do in free agency or the draft. You know, there's people like Calvin Ridley. There's Tyler Boyd, as I talked about. T. Higgins is still available. There's a bunch of people who I think Deontay Johnson is better than available, but that's just me. Because, ladies and gentlemen, trade. The Steelers are sending wide receiver Deontay Johnson to the Carolina Panthers, per sources. A new weapon for Bryce Young. Ladies and gentlemen, and I don't have the trade up here, but we traded Deontay and a 7th. For a corner, Deontay Jackson, and a 6th. So we traded Deontay and a 7th for Deontay Jackson, a corner, and a 6th. To me, you know, man, for additions, not too much on Deontay Jackson. Maybe, you know, he's him. Maybe he's a guy, you know, I just haven't seen him play, so I don't want to, kill him. But very underwhelming in my opinion. Very underwhelming. Now I know all of the reasons. I know potentially this guy is Deontay Johnson. I know potentially Deontay, he has the drop things. He has like the locker room questions. He has the, he's the one who's requested this trade. And what do the Steelers always say? We want volunteers, not hostages. So if you want to leave, you can leave. And, he's exercised that right plenty of times. I still don't know for a fact if he's the one who initiated this trade or not, because it seems like it's either him or the Steelers themselves. Every offseason we do it. But overall points on the trade, very underwhelming to me. We'll see how Deontay Jackson does, and, maybe we'll draft somebody with the pick or whatever. But just very underwhelming to me. And I know there's going to be a lot of people out there that are like, all right, we had to get rid of him because he was a locker room, cancer or whatever. And, he represented a time of bad offense and all this stuff. And I get you. I hear you. But once again, I've talked about this a bunch in other videos. Like, we're at the point where all the Steelers I watch, they're gone. And so, when we have a player for more than fucking 3-4 years at this point, it's like, all right, they're a Steeler, man. Deontay Johnson has been a Steeler, especially too because Deontay, he's gone through the drops. He's gone through the this. He's gone through the that. And if you're a Steelers fan, and if you're an objective Steelers fan, I know there's a lot of Steelers fans who don't like Deontay Johnson, but if you are an objective Steelers fan, you know that Deontay has been one of the better wide receivers in the league for a while now. And but despite the drops, despite the running backwards sometimes, which be killing us, I get it. But when that's not happening and this dude is playing good football, we have absolutely wasted, 5 years of this guy's career. To me, we've had the worst offense for a fucking while. We've had the worst offense, okay? And Deontay Johnson, despite that, has played pretty good. He's had a 1,000-yard season. He's had close to 2 1,000-yard seasons. One, he had about 900 yards. Some touchdowns in there. There was the one year where he didn't have any touchdowns. That was, an L. It happens. Freak accident. But other than that, Deontay has been a very solid wide receiver. And because he's been a Steeler, Deontay Johnson, to me, has been fucking top 10 for a while. Top 15 for a while. At the very least, this guy has been top 15 to top 20 wide receiver. Say whatever you want about that. I think maybe even higher low-key because he's a Pittsburgh Steeler, man. But, low-key, top 20 receiver, okay? And pretty much we just traded him for nothing. Deontay Jackson, not too much on Deontay Jackson. Maybe he'll be a solid player. But Deontay versus Deontay Jackson, position for position, there is, it's not. Player for player, it's not. To me, and I'm not even, once again, I've said it numerous times, I'm not trying to kill Deontay Jackson because I don't know, and, maybe he'll be good and it's vibing or whatever. But just the aspect of it, just the name value alone, and me being a Steelers fan and watching Deontay, who's played on the team now for 5 seasons, when we've had, roster turnover, player turnover, we draft a receiver, we get rid of a receiver, we draft a receiver, we get rid of her, when we've had that happen so much, it was a little tough for me to see Deontay get traded, even though I've come on the same channel and said, hey man, we need to do this, even though I just have a video trading Deontay could be a W for the Steelers. No matter what we've gotten, no matter what we potentially could have got, even if we got what I thought was good value for Deontay. I don't think we got good value for Deontay, but it's neither here nor there. Even if we got good value, I still am pretty sad about it. Overall, I'm pretty sad that we got rid of Deontay, and it does create an immediate need at wide receiver because. Once again, man, I know a lot of people hate Deontay, and I know a lot of people love George Pickens, and I know a lot of people are just like potato. We'll just pull George Pickens up, and we don't even need to replace Deontay. He did nothing for us. Deontay wasn't this good player. But guys, Deontay was a good player. Deontay was a very good player. Deontay was one of the best route runners in the league. Deontay can do a lot of things that George Pickens, even at this point, can't do yet. We will see year 3 George Pickens, and maybe he's stepped up. But to this point, Deontay, we thought it was going to be a separation. We thought it was going to be George Pickens taking off, but Deontay was still able to remain as that number 1 factor there. We lost a very good wide receiver, and I don't want that to just, act like we didn't lose him. I don't want us to act like, we didn't just lose a potential 1,000-yard to 5-touchdown guy a year. I know there was the one time he didn't get any touchdowns, as I've mentioned, freak accident. As I've mentioned, we have the worst offense to ever touch the grass. You know, that's been a case for Deontay. When Deontay, you know, when we're talking about his stats, he never gets that. Deontay never gets the fact that he's been on a horrible offense, but George Pickens gets it all the time. Pat Freiermuth gets it all the time. Naj gets it all the time. All these players get the bad offense all the time, including Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett, my guy, pit helmet in the back. Kenny Pickett, who we've been dying with this. Oh, he's had Matt Canada. He's had Matt Canada. He's had Matt Canada. Deontay Johnson has had the same thing, man. Deontay Johnson has had the same roster. And I get it. You know, we could have handled things better. He could have, you know, made one decision versus another decision. He could have caught every pass, you know. I get it. But at the end of the day, this guy was a very talented receiver for us. He gave us a lot of good production. He gave us 5 good years. Shout out to Deontay. I hope he does good on his next team. And once again, it is sad that we are losing Deontay. And to me, this isn't like a 5th-round receiver replace, you know? And I know we're the Steelers and we find him. I get that. But whoever we find has to be it. He has to be a guy because we just lost a guy. To me, that's my opinion on it. Let me know what you guys think. Overall, too, I do kind of get the Cook. And, you know, he was making a pretty decent cap hit. And so, you know, now we kind of reset that with whoever we're going to bring in. You know, because I don't think we're going to sign Calvin Ridley, guys. Spoiler alert. You know, maybe, you know, the freezing cold takes by the time this gets uploaded. But I don't think we're going to sign Calvin Ridley. I don't think we're going to sign any receiver for like a high number, like a Deontay number, because to me that seems redundant. And on top of that, for one last time, man, because he's not a Steeler anymore. He is a Carolina Panther now. But for one last time, let me shell out for a Steeler. Deontay is better than Calvin Ridley. Deontay is better than Tyler Boyd. Deontay is better than T. Higgins. Deontay is better than all of these receivers who we allegedly are going to get to replace him. And so getting that to replace him, to me, it doesn't make sense. You know, it doesn't make sense. But, you know, objectively, now that he's not a Steeler, maybe it makes sense. You know, I don't know. I think we'll replace him in the draft, though. But, yeah, man, like we're in a place, man. Steelers are definitely in a place, and there's going to be a lot more moves to be made. Omar Khan has a lot more things to do. And, you know, we will see day 2 of free agency how things go, or day 3. I really don't know. I said day like 1 earlier, but it's really like day 2. I don't think there is an exact day, but we will see how Wednesday, March 13th looks for the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. We will see if there's more offseason additions. We will see if there's more signings. I'm really excited. I'm excited, too, to just talk about it, man. You guys see, what was this? About 22 minutes, yeah, and I'm just, boom, straight off the cuff, excited at work all day to come talk about the Steelers, man. We are so back. And I thank you guys for joining me on this journey once again as we are pushing 500 subscribers. If you guys made it all the way through this video, thank you. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. I am going to get out of here. And, you know, I'm thinking it live on the fly. You guys can see me in the moment. I think I'm just going to upload this, man. 12 a.m. If you guys are up, you're up. I'm just going to upload it. If you missed it at night, you'll see it in the morning, man, right before moves happen, ladies and gentlemen, because you got to get him, because Omar Khan, you never know when he's going to strike, man. You just never know. So this can't wait. It's going up now. Peace out, guys, and see you in the next video.